Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Guilty as Charged podcast. My name is Steven, and I'm the host as always. And joining me today is a very special guest, Mr. Quentin Johnston. Quentin, thanks for joining us today, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Love to hear it. Obviously, we've got mini camp out the way. We're starting OTAs. How's the acclimation period going for you so far in your NFL career?
Yeah, it's been fun. Really just getting used to all the plays, the amount of plays it is, and then kind of really just getting into the routine of how practice goes and stuff. But I mean, it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah, I imagine the difference here in offensive volume is a little different than at TCU. Can you kind of visualize maybe like is the playbook like super thick? Is it not super thick? What's the difference in terms of the amount of volume of plays you have to learn?
Yeah, it's from about this to about that. So yeah, not too much of a difference. Now I'm just playing. Yeah, not definitely a big difference. But I feel like it's nothing I can't handle. So I'll be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got a lot of time to learn some things. I want to go back to your kind of journey at TCU. Obviously, you guys went through a coaching change with Sonny coming in last year. What were the conversations like with him and his staff to ultimately kind of maximize your play style as a junior last season?
Yeah, for sure. Well, number one, obviously coming in, just really meeting each other. We got to get used to each other. Obviously, I plan on coming out. That's not just something I was just real vocal about, but it was always something that was in the back of my mind. So just getting that relationship and that chemistry, kind of down pat as quick as we can. So it was more a lot of stuff off the field, as well as on the field, just to kind of build that relationship first, and then just kind of moving me to X. I was a Z at first, my first 2 years. And then they moved into X in their style of offense. That's kind of like the home run hitter. So yeah, they had me at that. A lot of air raid stuff.
So is that transition from Z to X, different coaching staff? Is that something you're maybe able to rely upon as you make this transition to the NFL?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because I'm used to both sides of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I one of the things that we've talked a lot about on our show after the Chargers ultimately selected you is just your ability after the catch. Um, how do you go about maybe setting up a defensive back? Because I see a lot of times, like you'd run a curl or a deep crosser, and you kind of always have this feel like you're just observing you, like you have this feel of where they're at. What kind of
Yeah.
things do you look for in a defensive back to be able to kind of take advantage of your yards after catch ability?
Yeah, so number one, kind of just going back watching film, and then coming into the game, just watching their tendencies initially. If they're like real aggressive, like when you get the ball, how fast they come down. If they want to just come in like a kind of just crash out on you right then, or if they want to wait and kind of wait on you, just just little things like that. And most of the times, defensive guys kind of just run around with their head on fire. Especially when I was at TCU, they wanted to come down, crack me, especially because I was a high name. They want to get that, just a good stick on me. Like especially on the curl routes where I have my back turned flat, kind of catch and look over my shoulder real quick and just kind of, give a little shake based off of how hard they're coming down.
Obviously, we know you're a pretty big basketball fan. You played basketball in high school. We've seen the video of you dunking in Crocs that the Chargers showed. How does your basketball background help you on specifically in ways like that? Maybe kind of give you some different moves you can go to on the field.
Yeah, just a lot of muscle memory stuff. I was always like a post. Obviously, I wouldn't be a post right now if I would have tried to go to the NBA. But coming up in Temple, Texas, I was always one of the taller guys playing basketball. So I was a post from the time I was small to the end of my high school career. So kind of just backing down. At a post, you got to fake one way to get to another way. It's just kind of just doing that over 8, 9 years, or however 10 years, however long I've been playing. Kind of just developed, and then it became a point to where I didn't really have to work on it. Like when I kind of went to straight football, it kind of just translate, automatically. So it's something I didn't really have to think about.
I love that. I think too many people specialize these days, and I think playing basketball and football, I'm sure
Oh yeah,
helped you all throughout your career, and I'm sure it will help you going forward. Big LeBron fan, I hear. Is that correct?
yeah, sir.
Is that your guy? That your goat?
Yeah, man. I've been following LeBron since, well, I can't say since he came to the league because I was like 2 years old, but like ever since I kind of got to understanding what basketball was. I was a big LeBron fan. Obviously, he's moving around a lot of places, so I'm not really just set on a certain team. It's just kind of wherever he's at.
No, I've been the same way. I don't have an NBA team. I just follow LeBron and kind of Giannis nowadays. But
Yeah.
had you gotten to see LeBron in person before, or was that Lakers game a
Uh,
couple weeks ago your first time?
that was my first time seeing him play. Back when I played AAU basketball, we was at the circuit tournament, yeah, in Las Vegas, and he wasn't playing. His son was playing, and he was in the stands. Him, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Patrick Ewing, like they were all like either coaching or like in the stands. And like my first time just seeing all of them in one place like that, you kind of realize how big they actually are. Obviously, they look a certain way on TV. Then like once you're like up close to them, it's like it's crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Those AAU circuits can get wild.
Yeah,
We'll
for sure.
circle back to some Chargers things here. Obviously, you've now had a chance to catch some passes from Justin Herbert. We've heard that he throws some lasers, man, out there. What's that adjustment been like over the first couple of days of catching passes from him versus your previous experiences?
Yeah, nah, for sure. Really just took like one or two passes, just kind of warm up, and I kind of felt, how fast it was going. But I mean, it was a quick adjustment. Obviously, as a receiver, I can't really make it look like I'm struggling one way or the other. Just it's just I always make everything look the same, everything look simple. So kind of got adjusted real quick.
Hey, man, I mean that between the legs little move you did on the video they posted, that looked pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, that's just me playing around and stuff. Coach got got mad at me after that.
Oh no.
Yeah, nah, that's cool. We'll probably
What's
see it again.
Yeah, I hope we do, man. It looks great.
Yeah.
What's been that like? Getting to know Chris Beatty, the wide receiver coach. Was he pretty involved in the pre-draft process, or was past couple weeks kind of your first introduction to him?
So I only really met with the Chargers once, and that was at Combine. So kind of getting drafted over it was
It was a surprise.
yeah. I don't but I don't want to say it's a surprise because the whole like draft process, like you really just don't have it. I mean, like you can have a thought just because you talk to one team over another more, but you never really know at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can call it a surprise. But before I came up here, the only time I really talked to him was at the combine. So obviously, with each team, you try to give your best, impression, you put your best foot forward, and I think I did that when I met them.
You certainly made an impression on Brandon Staley, and I think, hey, what's up, Larry Rancher? He's been on the show before. Shout out to Larry, man. Love that. You mentioned just like that pre-draft process. What was that week leading up like for you? Because I imagine like you guys don't get to pick where you go, right? So,
Yeah.
what was that week leading up to the draft like for you from an emotional standpoint?
Honestly, all the emotions and nerves didn't really hit me until like right up until I got my name called. I'm kind of a person that kind of wants to make sure everybody else around me is straight before I kind of got my stuff straight. So I had family coming down, friends coming down. So I was honestly just kind of getting everybody's hotel situation together, where they're gonna eat at, just kind of getting everything right for that day. And then that day kind of woke up, got dressed, still felt normal. But the more time started winding down, I became a little bit more anxious, and then when that time came, it was like my heart was beating like fast, like I wasn't even expecting to get like because I mean like I prepared or tried to prepare myself as much as I can for how I feel, but I mean like obviously I've never been in that situation before, so kind of emotions just kind of took over me, and I was just in awe at that moment when they called my name.
Has it like settled in for you now that you're kind of an NFL player? Because like the first 24 hours, they put you through a lot, man. I mean, like you're on a plane. We heard the story of you running through the airport. What was that like? Have you had a chance to like settle down and be like, all right, I'm here, I belong. Like, let's just get to football now.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like like you said, the first 24 hours it was I was real high on everything. Kind of just okay, I'm in the league now. Like this is something I've been dreaming of. But I feel like the first day I actually came here, it's like okay, I made it here. But like now I need to start setting myself up for how I will stay here. Excel at this. Stay. So I realized as soon as I walked in, there's still a lot of work to be done. So around that time when I first walked in.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. So, we when we found out we were going to be able to interview you, we had some reached out to our local listeners, asking them for some quick questions from you. So we'll do about 4 or 5 of these, and then we'll let you out of here. We got a lot of questions about In-N-Out. Have you had In-N-Out yet? And second part, where would you land on In-N-Out versus Whataburger?
I haven't had it down here. So I heard it's way better down here than in Texas. So right now I'm still standing on Woodward.
Sounds good. Any defensive backs that you've got circled on the schedule that you're really excited to go up against this year? This one comes from Jay Herbo.
I mean, not really. I'm really ready for everybody, but we got Miami first. So I'm kind of locked in on that right now, Jalen Ramsey.
There we go. Oh, Jalen Ramsey. Yes, I forgot that. I still forget that he's on that team, man.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
For sure.
Wrong Speedy wants to know what your dream car is.
Dream car right now, Rolls Royce truck SUV. Rolls Royce SUV.
Have you bought a new car yet?
I haven't bought anything. I bought McDonald's breakfast. That's probably the first thing I bought. I've been in beats and stuff all the time. I ain't really had time to plan out that, but yeah, the SUV with suede purple interior for the Horned Frogs, TCU, stars in the ceiling, the whole thing.
Loyal I like it.
Yeah.
Blake T wants to know if LaDainian Tomlinson connected to you throughout the draft or after the draft.
Throughout, yeah, and then obviously being a TCU guy, he was somebody I was talking to all the time, anyway. So it wasn't just like a pop up, as soon as the Chargers came, whatever. It's been ever since I got here. I kind of I got to know him more and more, and then plus his nephew Travis, who went to the Rams. Me and him was real close, so I was always talking to him too.
Yeah, we got a bunch of Horned Frogs in LA. I think the Rams took Steve too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really fun for you guys. Link up every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Rogue Panda wants to know, what was the weirdest question an NFL team asked you during the pre-draft process?
The weirdest question, probably. Let me see. It wasn't too many just crazy questions. It was just kind of like what type of drugs I do, if I do any. They kind of name some outrageous stuff. I'm like, I don't. I can just go ahead and X all that out. That's automatic no from me. So,
yikes. Justin has told this story, but in his pre-draft process, it was like the head coach, the quarterback's coach, and like a receivers coach was there, and the head coach asked him which of the 3 of us would he want to punch in the face, like just like on the spot, like who would you want to punch in the face? There's nothing like that for you.
Nah. I'm glad because I'm like.
That's a strange one. Tara wants to know, coaching staff comes to you in the middle of a game and says, Quentin, we need a touchdown in one play. What route or run would you want called for you?
Route, either a go ball or like a dig. I feel like I'm still trusting my yards after catch ability even at this level. So dig, I feel like I can take that and turn it up and make something happen after that.
There we go. I appreciate. We had a bunch of other ones. We're not able to get to all of them, so appreciate all the GAC squad for sending those questions in, and appreciate you, Quentin, for joining us, man. We can't wait to see what you guys look like at training camp. We'll be down there, and then obviously come game time, we're really excited to see what the wide receiver group looks like, everything like that. So, thanks so much for joining us, man, and we'll talk to you soon for sure.
Sir, I appreciate you.